Welcome to the Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket Explosive Safety and Awareness Education. Brought to you by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, Building Strong. During this presentation, we will cover introductions, a brief history. We will define what an unexploded ordnance is, UXO, and cover the 3R's of explosive safety. Let's begin by looking at some definitions. Military munitions are defined as all ammunition products and components produced for or used by the armed forces for national defense and security, including ammunition products or components under the control of the Department of Defense, the Coast Guard, the Department of Energy, DOE, and the National Guard, which includes confined gaseous, liquid, and solid propellants, explosives, pyrotechnics, chemical and riot control agents, smokes, and incendiaries, including bulk explosives and chemical warfare agents, chemical munitions, rockets, guided and ballistic missiles, bombs, warheads, mortar rounds, artillery ammunition, small arms ammunition, grenades, mines, torpedoes, depth charges, cluster munitions and dispensers, and demolition charges, and devices and components of any item thereof. The term does not include wholly inert items, improvised explosive devices, and nuclear weapons, nuclear devices, nuclear components, other than non-nuclear components of nuclear devices that are managed under the Nuclear Weapons Program of the DOE, after all required sanitization operations under the Atomic Energy Act of 1954 have been completed. Munitions debris, MD, is defined as remnants of munitions, such as fragments, penetrators, projectiles, shell casings, links, fins, remaining after munitions use, demilitarization, or disposal. Unexploded ordnance, UXO, is defined as military munitions that A. have been primed, fused, armed, or otherwise prepared for action, B. have been fired, dropped, launched, projected, or placed in such a manner as to constitute a hazard to operations, installations, personnel, or material, and C. remain unexploded either by malfunction, design, or any other cause. Let's look at the project site locations. Currently, there are 4 areas where munitions may be present. 3 Martha Vineyard locations, including South Beach, Cape Pogue, and Tisbury Great Pond, and 1 Nantucket location on Nantucket Beach. Here is a brief history of Martha's Vineyard military munitions use. 3 sites located within the towns of Edgerton, Chilmark, and West Tisbury, Massachusetts, were used to train naval aviators during and immediately following World War II. The 3 sites are former Cape Pogue Little Neck Bomb Target Site, former Moving Target Machine Gun Range and Bomb Target Site at South Beach, and former Tisbury Great Pond Bomb Site and Gunnery Range. These sites served mainly as aerial bombing targets and an aerial rocket range. Since the end of military operations in 1947, numerous discoveries of munitions have been identified at the sites by residents, town employees, and visitors. Older military munitions may still explode and are potentially dangerous. Some of the munitions found at the sites include 3-pound and 100-pound practice bombs, and practice rockets ranging from 2.25 inches to 5 inches in diameter. Here is a map of the Martha's Vineyard munitions response sites. Here is a brief history of Nantucket Beach military munitions use. The Nantucket Beach, formerly used defense site, FUDS, covers approximately 1 mile of beach and upland areas, starting at the former Tom Nevers Naval Facility, the present site of the baseball fields, and heading west and north. The U.S. Navy conducted air-to-ground military training exercises at the former Nantucket Beach Range during World War II. The Nantucket site served as an aerial rocket range. Since the end of military operations in 1946, numerous discoveries of munitions have been identified at the site by residents, town employees, and visitors. Older military munitions may still explode and are potentially dangerous. Practice rockets have been found in this area, varying in size from 2.25 inches to 5 inches in diameter. Here is a map of the Nantucket Munitions Response Site. In the following video clip, you will observe a controlled explosive demolition operation disposing of potentially dangerous military munitions known as unexploded ordnance, UXO. The individuals conducting this operation are highly trained UXO personnel with years of experience. What is a UXO? UXO stands for Unexploded Ordnance. UXOs result from the military's use of munitions during practice and/or live fire training. They can be found in many shapes and sizes and are commonly referred to as spotting charges, bombs, ammo, grenades, rockets, dummy rounds, duds, or munitions. UXO or munitions can be found anywhere and in any shape or condition. UXO can come from ships, aircraft, submarines, or ground forces. Projectiles, rockets, bombs, grenades, and even cannonballs have been found in Massachusetts. It is important to note that a UXO may not look dangerous or even look like a UXO. Many parts and pieces of a UXO can have an explosive hazard. UXO can have familiar shapes, for example, metal pipes, soda cans, and even golf balls. Look at these pictures. Is this a fence post, pipe, or rocket? It's a rocket. Here are some scenarios which you may encounter a UXO: while fishing, while diving, while on the beach, walking, or hiking trails. You may be asking, why may UXO still be encountered? The remedial actions have been completed where appropriate and to the maximum depths possible, and land use controls implemented. However, UXO may still be present beyond depth of detection, 3 feet, and migrate due to erosion or other natural factors. These are examples of munitions. Here is an example of a 100-pound bomb. This is an example of a 3-pound bomb. Here is an example of a 2.25-inch rocket. Here is an example of a 5-inch rocket. These are examples of other assorted UXO found washed up on shore elsewhere. Here you see examples of other assorted UXO underwater. Now we will discuss the 3R's of explosive safety: recognize, retreat, report. Recognize when you may have seen a UXO and that it is dangerous. Retreat. Do not go near, touch, move, or disturb it. Carefully leave the area. Report. Call 911 and advise the police of what you saw and where you saw it. Notify other personnel in the area to retreat to a safe area and ensure no one approaches the item. Do not use a radio or cell phone near the suspect item. Do not take photos of the item. Do not try and uncover or move the item. Report the suspect item to your immediate supervisor, local authorities, like the police, or call 911. Information when reporting UXO: the reporting agency, your name and who you work for, contact method, your cell or telephone number, location, the location of the suspect UXO and your location if different, description, give a general description of the item you saw. Don't worry if you don't know the exact size or type of UXO. Resources threatened. Report how close the item is to people, equipment, facilities, or other assets. Protective measures taken. Describe how you marked the item and if you put any barriers around it, or if you have removed people from the area. What happens after you report UXO? Experts known as Explosive Ordnance Disposal Technicians, EOD, or civilian bomb disposal personnel will remove the item from the location or dispose of the item in place through explosive detonation. For additional resources on the 3R's Explosive Safety Education Program, we strongly recommend you visit the following website: www.denex.osd.mil/UXO/ DoD Environment, Safety and Occupational Health Network and Information Exchange, DENEX. The following is important contact information: Emergency, Coast Guard, Edgerton Police Department, Chilmark Police Department, West Tisbury Police Department, Nantucket Police Department. Questions? Please contact Marie Eston, Project Manager for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, New England District. In closing, here is a video of explosive disposal operations. Thank you for taking part in this important presentation.